Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January full moon reading for you. Now, this full moon, which will take place January 10th, the energy of this full moon is first of all going to be highly impactful because it is also correlating with a full moon eclipse. And the full moon will be in Cancer, and we'll get all into this in a moment. But the full moon energy will last until the next full moon, which is February 9th. Right, so this is a reading from January 10th to February 9th of how this full moon, the first full moon of the decade, and this first full moon of the decade being a lunar eclipse, will be affecting you. So let's get started. Let's dive right in now. Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus, and I will talk about all the cards that I have laid out here and also all the cards that I have laid out here. So we're going to start with the Spirit Guide animal cards, right? These are right here. This is the animals that show up that are the animals for this month. And for January, it is the bear and the owl, all right? And for February, it is the otter, who I have hiding right back here, if you can see that. And we'll get to those in just a moment. So I wanted to have that presence here. Spirit was saying that that was very important, that messages were going to come. So I may be layering these on top of the tarot and on top of the moon cards, and I may not be. It all depends on what Spirit says at the time as we move forward. Okay? And then I have the Moonology oracle cards that I have up here, and oh my goodness, I forget which ones these are, but they'll be in the description box below. I think they are the Queen of the Moon oracle cards, but she is also laid out here. Okay, and then we have the tarot cards right here, and again, everything will be in the description box below. So what I'm going to do is just focus, Aries, on the energy of this full moon and see how it will be affecting you. And then after I'm done laying out these cards, we're going to go into everything that we have set up here, that Spirit, what Spirit has to say, because I am just a conduit for Spirit. So let's see now. Aries. How will Aries be affected by the January full moon and eclipse? Aries. How will Aries be affected by the January 2020 full moon and eclipse? Aries. How will Aries be affected by the January full moon and eclipse? Aries. How will Aries be affected by the January full moon and eclipse? Aries. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay, that is where we're going to stop, because that is where Spirit has, when I stop, and you can usually, I would assume you can hear the smile in my voice, that is where Spirit has the cards feel the lightest. So either they fall out, or it's where Spirit brings an exuberance around the cards. So at the heart of everything is the Eight of Pentacles. You are crowned by the Six of Pentacles. There's prosperity around you here, Aries. The Hierophant, right? That represents a Taurus energy, a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. Then we have the High Priestess, very much in line with this full moon and the energy of this full moon. The High Priestess is highly important here, right? We have the Fool at your roots, so that is beautiful. Then we have the Six of Cups, the repeat of the number 6. Again, this full moon is shining through, really powerful for you, because this full moon is in Cancer. And this is all about sacred feminine energy. This is all about the healing of home and of family and of yourself and of the coming together. So the repeat of the number 6, which is the most nurturing and caring number in numerology, this is just absolutely beautiful. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and I like that digression here, the Nine of Pentacles, and then the Eight of Pentacles, or that progression of the 8 and then the 9. The Five of Wands, okay, 6 and then 5, that's beautiful. The repeat of the number 5 is talking about freedom. The Four of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. I'm going to be putting these here. So where we're going to start is we're going to start off by talking about the full moon. So what Spirit has here for you, well, what the cards that are here are the full moon, which is all about power. And then the full moon in the Moonology deck says surrender to the divine. So this is going to be really important, especially since the pairing here is absolutely exquisite and denotes the energy of this full moon beautifully with the woman in front of of the full moon. Because this full moon is in Cancer, this is a full moon that really does call on the sacred feminine energy. It's embodied with the ocean, with the tides, with the ebb and flow of personal energy, and with the bounty of self. You may very well feel forgotten memories coming up for you and to you during this time, where things that you thought were settled or done or, put away, they come up, and they can be overwhelming, most definitely. But you're going to feel a guidance, especially within the female line. You're going to be having messages come to you. It doesn't mean that you have to be female for these messages to come to you. It does mean that you will have dreams, and a woman who has passed or from your line, and you'll know it, will come in these dreams, or you will be having just whispers of things come into your head, and it's going to be very much taking on a feminine voice. Listen to the divine power that is surrounding you. Listen to the divine feminine that is surrounding you, because she's coming up very powerfully here, which simply means a connection to the earth, a connection to the womb, a connection to what it is that you want to create. And that's going to be very important, because this full moon, and it being in an eclipse, is going to very much be a time for planting the seeds of what you desire. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution, but it's much more deeper and much more powerful than that. This time, this moon is the perfect time to incubate what it is that you want. And it's as if you're planting a seed, and this is the time where it's in the darkness, where it's surrounded and cradled by the earth. And you're going to see it be able to grow and be able to be the power that you want it to be for this year and for years to come. But this is the time of contemplation. If you're in the northern hemisphere, of course, this is winter. If you're in the southern hemisphere, this is summer. But this is also going to be a time where the light is warming. It's kind of like what Spirit is showing me is it's like an egg being in an incubator. All right, it's warm and it's cozy, but it's not yet ready to come out into that warmth and into that coziness. So if you can equate it to that, look at it like that, that's going to be very powerful for you. This then moves us to, this moon is the wolf moon, all right? But here it says hunger. You are hungry for something. And this says a personal issue reaches resolve, with the full moon being in Cancer. So you are hungry for the resolve. You know that in your heart and in your soul, as you move forward, there is going to be a power to you, and there is going to be a power to this time. And here with the wolf, you are absolutely embracing it, and you are doing so with ferocity of soul and self. This then leads us to the full moon eclipse, which says conclusions are within reach. So there are conclusions within reach at this time, because you have such powerful energy around you. You might not see it right away, because so much can be coming at you, Aries, that you need time to digest it. You need time to understand it. Now, you also have at 6:58, and I know this is very specific, at 6:58 Eastern Standard Time, you have the void of course moon coming in. You have the void of course coming in. And at this time, and Spirit is saying between 6:50 and 7:15 Eastern Standard Time, whatever time that is for wherever you are in the world, you can find that out. But Spirit is saying here, do not make any plans, or the plans that you do make during this time will not go exactly the way that you had envisioned them. So know that about this time, and if you can put off making any really big plans, do so, because they will not turn out the way that you had expected them. It just will not happen. Okay? It's going to take a turn, and you're going to feel kind of like a jokester, kind of trampled through everything. Like there was a joke being played, and you're going to look at it and be like, are you kidding me? And then, since we are moving all the way to the full moon in February, because that is the time that this full moon will be impacting you, and the energy of this moon is impacting, we have the new moon. And the new moon is on January 4th. The color surrounding the new moon is coral, just as the color surrounding the full moon is rose. If you could have things if you can kind of surround yourself with rose-scented things, you are going to see that that really grounds you and really helps you move forward. Or just the color rose will be very grounding, very centering for you. We move in at January 24th. We move into the new moon, which the new moon is in Aquarius, and this bring love into the situation. It brings love into the situation, and the new moon is a new start is coming. So a new start is coming for you and coming to you within your life, and it's all about love. But again, it is the nurturing of that seed of what it is that you want to develop and how it is that you want to move forward. And you're going to see yourself start to broaden your horizons, start to open up, and really reach for the sun, really reach for, or for some of you, it's going to be the power of the moon. It's going to be the power of secrets and understanding, and deeper knowledge and deeper wisdom is coming your way, because this moon is all about wisdom. And for January, the animals are, my goodness, there we go, we use two hands, are the brown bear and the spirit, and the owl, the spirit owl and the spirit brown bear. And this says, take time out. During this moon, you are going to need to take time out. You really are. You're just going to need to step back, connect with yourself, Aries, and connect with what it is that you desire and how it is that you want to move forward. Because doing things right off of action will not get you the prosperity that you want. And the owl spirit is saying you see things clearly now. You definitely do. You're going to see things so much more clearly and so much more powerfully. This leads you to the otter spirit, which represents February. And it says, you are never alone. So with the otter spirit, you're moving into a time frame of never being alone, of always being surrounded by love and by a commitment. And it can simply be your commitment to yourself. Right? So I just wanted to give you all that information. I know it's a lot right when we start, but it adds so much depth and so much breadth to the reading that I had to do this, and this is exactly what Spirit was saying that you need. So here at the heart of everything is the Eight of Pentacles. And what I love about the Eight of Pentacles is, if you can see right here, there's a dog and there's a squirrel and there's this money, and he's building a shelter. So it's taking care of those who cannot take care of themselves. And it's bringing a protection, and it's bringing a bounty, and it's bringing a beauty into your life. And here it's hard work, most definitely. And what you're going to find with this full moon, because this full moon is so compassionate, and because this time is one of compassion, you're going to find that your hard work is the work of the heart. And you're going to need to embrace your heart, your soul, and yourself as you move forward. Now, this leads to the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles, for me, is my vampiric energy card. So there are people who have been trying to stifle away your prosperity, your bounty, your joy, yourself. And there is a sense here of giving and giving and giving without getting anything truly in return, or any beauty, any prosperity in return. And here, if you see, what I'm kind of seeing is here a shelter is made for the animals. And because of that, because of the shelter being made for kindness, wealth comes. Here, he's being the shelter himself for wealth, to protect it. So if there is simply a focus on the materialistic during this time, it will not turn out the way that you had thought. There has to be the connection to the heart with it. And you will be guided ancestrally or through the energy just of the feminine, just of the divine, to lead you forward towards wealth. People are going to be trying to take away your power, and this is going to be most definite. But there is a sense here of, as you say to the world what you traditionally want me to do. It's kind of like the rat race. I don't want to be a part of it. It's not saying here to quit your job or run away, join the circus, anything like that. It is saying here to focus on your personal happiness, what you truly want and what you truly need. And as you do so, you will grow in prosperity and abundance. And there is a severing of the cords of those who are trying to take from you. And they're trying to steal your wealth. They do so out of vindictiveness, spite, and material gain. And here, you are not really moving forward in that way of being. You're moving forward in a higher, more powerful way of being, brought on by this full moon, brought on by this connection of self. So as this full moon comes, especially during the eclipse, right, you will feel, Spirit is saying, a sense of a void coming around you, and then a lightening of heart. It's kind of like the Ten of Swords all at once. It's like the darkness before the dawn, and then the dawn comes, and there's that breath that you get to take and that way that you get to move forward. And it's all because of the severing of this vampiric energy. You have to be committed to it. It will not just happen because you say, okay, the full moon eclipse is going to free me, I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to be able to move forward in my prosperity. You are going to be okay, and you are going to move forward in your prosperity, but you have to see the negative cords that are coming to you. And it doesn't mean that you have to know who they're from. Sever them. See your angels twirling a flaming hot sword, right? And severing all the energy that is around you and having it come in uncorrupted and beautiful. Because no matter how golden and beautiful the energy is around you, there are always going to be little seeds of corruption to it as time goes on. Because that's just what our world is. Little seeds of corruption and trying to wear us down, kind of like a pebble in being constantly gone over by the tides, and all of a sudden it becomes sand. Or not all of a sudden, but over a great time it becomes sand. So here, severing that connection is going to be so powerful, because you're going to see who is taking and taking and taking without giving back with the Six of Pentacles. Who is, taking what cannot be given. Because here, there is a sense of you being very kingly in what you can give. Meaning that people are seeing you as having more than them. And you are the actor upon the stage. The way I read the kings and the queens, the kings are the actors upon the stage. The queens are the directors behind the scenes. So it does not matter male or female here. And it does not matter, and I want to make this very clear, with the sacred feminine energy that is surrounding you. It does not matter male or female. It simply matters, or however you identify yourself, it simply matters the kindness of the heart and the way that you are embracing your soul. People are going to try and take without giving anything back. Okay? People have to give, even if it's just simply a thank you. So here, there is a power around you, there is a bounty, and you are filling other people's cups, but do not empty your own. Meaning, do not give to the point where there is nothing left for you to give. This is my Minor Arcana Justice card. Make sure that there is justice within the relationships, because here with the Five of Wands, I mean, these are men, blindfolded, swinging at a bee's nest. It's quite foolish, right? The way I read the Five of Wands is an eternal battle, and it's internal. It can be external. You can have something small that triggers off a huge argument that just explodes and becomes so big and so overwhelming. And here, with the Five of Wands, what I'm seeing here is if you go into things blind, you will hit at a hornet's nest. You will hit at a bee's nest. And then there will be a repercussion that is overwhelming. So what I am seeing here is a steadying of the self and a needing to see things clearly as you move forward, because there's a chaos inside that is going to send off or set off the beast, that's going to set off something, a repercussion that you do not want. And what I'm seeing here is that it's not a sense of, Spirit is saying it's not a sense of something really, really bad happening, but it is a sense of emotions becoming too much, becoming too overwhelmed, questioning everything, and needing to calm the chaos. Because there is a need for freedom here as you move forward, and there is a need for order from the chaos that is around, okay? Order from the chaos. And that's what I'm seeing being so absolutely important for you, because you're starting a new journey. You are moving forward towards where you need to be and towards where you want to be within your life. And it doesn't have to be that this journey matches or coincides with anybody else's. It is simply this journey of the heart and of the soul, and of opening up new doors and starting towards a greater path, starting towards what it is that you want. Leap and you will find. Will you fall? Most definitely. Steve Harvey says, and I know I quote him a lot if you've seen my videos before, but I love this quote. He says, if you jump, you will fall. And that's the thing that you have to know about the Fool. Some people will sit there and think, oh my gosh, you're being so foolish. And others will sit there and say, wow, I would like to be that brave as to jump. But they might criticize you, they might sit there and mock things because they do not have that courage. And again, this isn't saying to take everything away and just go after dreams. There is a need to build, and there is a need for steadiness. But with the Fool, there is a jump that you are doing. There is a way that you are moving forward. And here, it is taking that leap of faith of the heart. And you are going to see that this is amplified. And as you incubate, as you plant that seed of desire, it grows in comfort, and it grows in determination, and it's strengthened. And this is you moving towards your heart's desire, towards what you truly need. And then you have the Judgment card, which is the second to last card. And here you are rising out of the fires, out of the doubt. And if you see here, it is the triple goddess defined, and the full moon with the with the crescent moons on the side. So here it is the maiden mother crone. That is what those moons represent, but there's also a sense of rising out of the fires. So the moon is going to be a time for which you use to rise, and this is going to be the full moon, this is going to be the new moon, this is going to be the full moon in February. This is very much a sense of you using your power and gaining your truth and understanding what it is that you need. And there is going to be a forging here. And Aries, you're all about being forged. You are represented by the Emperor in the major arcana. You have a determination and a power to you, right? And emperors are created. They are molded to embrace greatness. And that's what life is doing for you. It is molding you to embrace the greatness that you want, the power that you need, and the prosperity to lead you forward to what it is that you truly desire and where it is that you truly need to be. This then leads you to the Six of Coins. And here, what is so beautiful is that, I'm sorry, not the Six of Coins, the Six of Cups. And here, what is so beautiful is that the grandparents are watching the grandchildren play. And there's a sense of ancestors watching over you, of greater knowledge and greater power watching over you as you are filling your cup, as you are embracing your destiny. There's also something here from your past that will come up, because forgotten memories are going to surface within this full moon. And as they surface, you are going to see that there's a strong pull towards what is caring and what is nurturing, and the embodiment of home, and the embodiment of sanctuary, right? There's the embodiment of sanctuary here, and wanting a firm foundation. Now, home can be someplace that feels like home to you, someplace that is very comforting and comfortable, and it leads you to the High Priestess. But something from your past is going to come up and make you think, can I do this? Can I move forward? People have spoken negativity over me, even though there is love and nourishing shown in this reading. There are going to be doubts and fears that make you think, can I move forward this way? Can I go after what it is that I desire? And the High Priestess right here is saying yes, because there was greatness spoken over you when you were young. As much as there was hardships and pain and disappointment, there is greatness and might and beauty and a power of self. And here, the High Priestess cannot be defined. She is faceless. So the sacred feminine cannot be defined. She's faceless, but she is every face. And she is with you. And she is far from you when you are with her. And there is this beautiful kind of instinctual parent relationship between the two of you, this sense of nurturing, this sense of building. And you might say, Dane, I don't feel her. And it's because the soul has to open. And I know that sounds kind of harsh to say, but the soul has to open to let this power, to let this grace in, because she does not come when the doors are closed. She will come by you, but she will not come in. So if you open your heart during this time to the sacred knowledge of the feminine, to the sacred knowledge of what your heart truly desires and of what is important to you outside of the realm of money, outside of the realm of gathering and accumulating, you are going to find that you go back to a time where the blessings were spoken over you, when you were so small as to not be able to remember, when power and truth became a part of your essence and was woven into you, right? Because no matter how hard your road has been, the fact that you haven't given up, the fact that you haven't walked away, the fact that you are listening to this video means that you are moving forward towards a power that is breathtaking. Because those who aren't enlightened turn off the video rather quickly. So you are moving towards, or are in, a place of enlightenment, and the light and the dark, the justice and the understanding come your way. This leads you to being able to see the energy that is draining, the power that is overwhelmingly being taken from you. Not overwhelming, yeah, no, it is overwhelmingly being stifled, and it can just be a small little bit. But on this road here, there is a sense of not being fully stabilized, okay? Because here he's balancing on top of rocks. You are the gold, you are the prosperity, you are the bounty. Do not look as if you have to always be fighting for it or fighting others to save it. Because by opening your heart and saying, this is my path and this is my truth, you rise. You rise to a beauty that is beyond comprehension, and you rise to a truth that has you reborn by this full moon, but has you reborn by the love that is surrounding your heart and is embracing your soul. The Nine of Pentacles speaks here of bounty, speaks here of success. She is looking out, and she's rather wistful. Let me just look at this for just a moment. And the squirrel's face is covered because she's watching the squirrel eat, and the squirrel has his whole head, and crumbs are falling down. So she is rather wistful, wanting more, and we can see this in the repeat of the number 5 here, where there is something more that you want, even though there's beauty and prosperity and bounty surrounding you. There is something more that you are looking for, and you're being reminded of it by the smallest things. And this is where the Hierophant comes in. The Hierophant is, again, faceless truth, right? And you might sit here and say that the Hierophant, this is the Pope, okay? You could very well say that, and that, because he's wearing the Pope's hat, and this is the cross. But I'm seeing here a sense of faceless justice coming in. The masculine and the feminine, the High Priestess and the Hierophant, they go together very well. Okay, the High Priestess and the Magician, yes, but they say different things. And the High Priestess says turn inwards. The High Priestess talks about divine truth, and so does the Hierophant. The Hierophant talks about the truth of power, the truth of might. And here you have the whip with the cattails on it, and you have, what's interesting is you have a devil kneeling before, and you have the power of the moon kneeling before. So you might find that it is a bit hard to have the power of your soul and yourself, of this feminine energy, come forward, of this moon's energy come forward, because you might feel subservient to what is more readily accepted by others, to what is more powerfully spoken, okay? Kind of a force over feeling, okay? A rules over the heart kind of mentality here. And you're actually going to see that you are opening up your heart, your soul, to what it is that you truly want. And what you start to follow is the rules of your heart, the bounty of your soul. And that leads you to the 5 of Wands. That leads you to seeing that no more is there swinging at bee's nest. No more is there a needing to walk in chaos or to create chaos, because we all do it, whether consciously or unconsciously. There's a need to step back from, Spirit is saying, from the ego, from the id, from the sense of wanting to show off. And I'm not saying that you want to show off, Aries, but in this moon and in this time, there's a warmth, there's a calm, there's a peace that comes over you to very much embrace and to lead you forward, and to stop the energy being drained, to guard what is bountifully and beautifully yours, and to move you forward in that power, right? So let's see how the moon overlays with this reading. So let's see. We have 10 cards here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we're going to do 5. We're going to do half and half. Oh, that would have been easier. We're going to do half and half there, from the Moonology, and then from the other moon cards. So, Aries, how will the January full moon and full moon eclipse affect Aries? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aries? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aries? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Alright, now I'm going to lay these out quietly. This holding upside down? Yes, I do. Okay. And the other moon cards are here. How will the full moon, the January 2020 full moon, affect Aries? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aries? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aries? Show me clearly. 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 Fantastic. Okay. So at the heart of everything, we have the new moon in Cancer, which is so powerful because the Cancer energy is very strong within you. And I felt that when I was shuffling the tarot. I felt that when I was shuffling all your cards. The Cancer energy is very strong around you, and it's building a firm foundation. It's building a firm home for you, for which to grow and thrive in. And this says you and your loved ones are safe. So as you are developing, as you are working hard, as you are going after what it is that you love and you want, make sure your heart is in it. Make sure your soul is leading you forward, because you and your loved ones are safe. And that is a beautiful coming together of what you desire and where you need to be. This then leads you to Waxing Gibbous 6, which is action around the Four of Pentacles. So there is an action that you are taking to release the negative energy, okay? The minor arcana, not the minor arcana, to release the vampiric energy around you, to move forward in your truth and in your power, to embrace your grace, and to grow your prosperity. Action is needed, and you are taking hold of things. This is also bringing the prosperity into your soul, into yourself, and moving forward in what you desire and in what you need. Then you are crowned by the full moon in Sagittarius. It says, look at the bigger picture, right? As you are giving, as you're filled with this humanitarian, it's a humanitarian energy, this need to see the world, right? It's kind of like to see the world kind, and that is too much of a responsibility, all right? Because anger is easier than kindness. It just is, and I don't know why it is. Because, well, I do know. It's a baser desire and a baser vibration, and it's easier to be low than it is to be high. So here, what I'm seeing is, look at the bigger picture. Look at how your actions are affecting the bigger picture, and look at the heart, and look at what you are giving, because there is so much more to you than what you are seeing. And when you look at the bigger picture, when you look at the ripple effect of what you are doing, it's going to be breathless. It's going to be breathtaking for you. It's going to be like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize, I didn't see all of that coming just from my actions and just from your truth. Then it leads you to Waning Gibbous 6, which is wisdom. The wisdom to know not to hit bee's nests. The wisdom to choose peace over chaos. The wisdom to see and reach for the stars and reach for the moon, and to move forward and to say, I'm not held back, and I will never be held back, because there is so much more greatness to you than what you see right at the moment. And if you get too caught up with everything that needs to be done, everything that has to be accomplished, everything, it becomes too overwhelming, and you have to step back. You have to. So here, she's using knowledge to reach for the heavens, reach for the stars, and that's what you're doing too. And then we have the full moon in Aries. So you yourself are shining through at your root, and I love it, because it says here, a fiery climax approaches. As you move forward in your truth, as you take that step, as you go after your adventure, it's a fiery compilation of everything that you desire, a coming together of everything that you want, the passionate truth, a fierce need. And so as much as this moon is about being in the womb, about, being healed and being nourished and moving forward, there is going to be kind of like a phoenix birth for you that moves you towards your fiery truth, that moves you towards your passion. And what happens here is it shows you the path. It shows you the path as you rise, as you hear the judgment, as you hear the call of the divine, of the universe, and it leads you forward, right? It shows you the path that you need. Now, this moves you to the waxing moon, which says the energy is gaining momentum. So here with the Six of Cups, as you see the love surrounding you, and as again, this moon ties you to ancestral memories, ancestral energy, especially on the female side of your family or the female side of your reincarnations. What you see here is the coming together of what you love, and it's gaining momentum. Your heart, your power of your truth, the power of kindness, the power of this grace is gaining momentum, and you are feeling more secure within yourself, and the negativity from childhood that has been carried starts to fall away, because you start to see the moments of love, or you start to see the times where you rose, and you start to feel that even if you have felt forgotten, you're going to find that those who have come before you have never forgotten you. Those who have passed have never forgotten you. And that is going to be a very healing, very beautiful thing. Actually, for a lot of you, there is going to be just a weight lifted off of your heart that is going to be rather intense. It is. And then that moves you to ascending, right? It moves you to, I'm not ascending, assessing. It moves you to ascending. You are ascending in your assessment of the way you are going, and that's what this hot air balloon is all about. And that's why she's looking out over the stars, and it's going to show you a truth that cannot be named, that cannot be pinpointed, that cannot be held down. And it is going to be a graceful healing for you, a graceful power that moves you towards action and moves you on your path. As the gibbous moon here, you're very close to achieving your goals, says that you're very close to achieving your goals. And even if there is a sense of, why am I here? What am I doing? The prosperity that surrounds me, where is it taking me? You're going to see the enlightenment come. You're going to see the power come. And you are going to be able to move forward in that truth and in that glory. This leads you to discernment. This leads you to being wise in your decisions, of being almost faceless in the way that you look at things, saying it's not about the ego of self. It is not about the sense of being right or being wrong. It is about the opening of greater truth and of greater knowledge. And that is actually going to be kind of mind-blowing for you, is what I'm seeing here. And it is going to open you up to seeing that there is no need for overpowering. Right? It is following your path. It is following the reasons why you were put on this earthly plane. It is embracing your truth. And as you embrace your path, your truth, your power, your might, you rise even higher and higher and higher in grace and in beauty, and in what you need to do to move forward in that grace, in that beauty, in that power, in the remembering the ebb and flow of time itself. Plato said, all is flux and nothing stays the same. It was true thousands of years ago, and it is true today. Give it time. And that's what I'm seeing here. There's an ebb and flow, but there is a staying in the truth of your heart, your soul, and yourself. And that moves you in wisdom, and that moves you to action as you rise above, as you take time out to see things clearly. And we're just going to pull, because Spirit is saying one card. Spirit is saying one card from the Spirit Guide Animal deck. So how will January 2020's full moon affect Aries? How will January 2020's full moon affect Aries? How will January's 2020 full moon affect Aries? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Right, and we're going to take the top card. Think on your feet. Think on your feet, and you will see that your instinctual reactions to things will be able to move you farther and faster than you could ever have imagined. Thinking on your feet and embracing the passion that is around you, and also the serenity that will be surrounding you, is going to be almost an unstoppable combination. Okay. Your subconscious message is the lion spirit. It says, be generous of spirit, be generous of heart. And that will show a might and bravery, there we go, that others cannot match, or do not have the courage to match. Open your heart to your truth. And it doesn't mean being generous of spirit means giving things away. It means opening your heart, embracing your truth, and moving forward in your power, in your understanding, and in your bounty. Your subconscious message first, well, for the Moonology cards, of the third quarter moon, adjustments are required. You're going to be looking at things differently, adjusting, seeing things anew, looking with new eyes at new light and new understanding. So adjustments will be required, right? And that will lead you to boundaries. That will lead you to setting boundaries and gaining understanding and looking where it is that you want to be and seeing the bliss of what it is that you want to design. But adjustments are needed to the boundaries. There's a sense of firmer boundaries set, but more beauty let in. And then this leads you to the subconscious message of this whole entire reading, which is the Lovers. Again, a repeat of the number 6, coming into your life, love, joy, understanding. This is also a Gemini time frame. So you had the Taurus time frame with the Hierophant that was April 20th to May 20th, and now you have the Gemini time frame of May 21st to June 20th. There's love. There's love coming around you, love binding you to what it is that you desire and what it is that you need, an opening of your heart, an embracing of your grace, and a moving forward in the power that you were born to, and an embracing of your heart's truth. All right, Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Bye.